I woke up feeling great, which never happens. My phone was ringing, so I rolled over and answered it. "You need to get to the station now." Chief, I just woke up. "We got a murder, dumbass. Get your ass here now." What a way to start the first Sunday of November. You know, Sundays are supposed to be the day of rest. Freaking hell. I checked my watch. I saw I was late. And I skipped my shower and coffee. I drove straight to the station instead. "It's bad," my boss, Chief Harrison, said, handing me a stack of photographs. "Real bad." I flicked through the photos and saw a young blonde with her head smashed in, crushed against a grandfather clock. The time on the clock read 1:15. Well, at least we have a time of death. Any witnesses? None. Signs of forced entry? Nope. Who the hell called it in? Her husband. Came home this morning after a night of heavy drinking. Says he found her like that. He got an alibi? A great one. But I want you to lean on him and get him to talk. Get some information out of him. I headed to the interrogation room when the chief stopped me. Neighbors said that they heard them arguing last night. They said it was a screaming match. I want you to lean on his ass hard. I've been here many times before. Some punk thinks he can just do the unthinkable, and maybe if he's smart, he'll get away with it. Hello, I'm Detective Reynolds. So let's start with an easy question. Why did you kill your wife? What? I wasn't even there. This guy hardly seems upset that his wife is dead. Neighbors said they heard screaming. What was that about? Oh, come on, man. We got into a small argument. What married couple doesn't? What married couple don't scream at each other? Hell, I say most. Hey, you don't know shit. The man was sweating, but he wasn't breaking. Not yet, at least. Look, I'll be honest. I can't let you go unless you got an alibi. Oh yeah? Well, I got one right here, he said, placing the receipt on the table and sliding it across me. I was at the Circle K gas station on the other side of town last night at around 1:10 a.m. I was getting some beer to bring at a friend's house. The receipt says it right there. Take a look. I kept pressing him for hours and got nowhere. I wanted to book his ass, but we didn't have enough evidence, and his alibi was tough to argue with. So we had to let him walk. I still think that piece of shit got away with it. Then find me some evidence, Chief responded. Screw it, let's go get some lunch, my treat. Lunch? Are you crazy? It's not even 10:30. What are you talking about? I checked my watch, and I read it, 11:27. What the I pulled out my phone, 10:27. Suddenly, I realized exactly what happened last night. Chief, I said, we need to get that husband back right now. We've got our murderer. As I checked out, I wiped the condensation off the bottle of the champagne. I did it. I made a partner. Years of sacrifice finally paid off. Yet as I drove home, I could only think about my wife. A distance has grown between us. Years of late nights at the office didn't help. The champagne was a peace offering. I would finally be around more. We could fix our marriage. I still loved her. When I got home, there was a police car on my driveway, yellow crime scene tape across my front door. Mr. Hartman, the officer instructed me to sit on the front of his hood. What's going on? I'm Officer Bradley. Tonight there was a break-in at your house. We're still trying to figure out the details, but your wife has been killed. No. I just saw her this morning. He handed me a business card. This is a grief counselor. We recommend you to contact them. Mr. Hartman, I have to ask you, did your wife have any enemies? Enemies? Nothing appears to be taken from the house. Could she have been having an affair? I barely can babble answers to him. Enemies? Affairs? Did I really let her slip away so far? Officer Bradley instructs me to grab any essentials in the house and stay in a hotel tonight, in case the killer returns. In the house, I'm seeing all her stuff. I start to cry. She was just here. Her phone's oddly laying on the ground. Did she try to call the police? I enter her password and check. There were 2 recent messages from an unknown number. One is an address. The second says, "Stupid bitch, pay up or die." My sorrow turns into rage. I decide I'm not going to show this to Officer Bradley. I go to Walmart, the only place that's open, and I buy an aluminum bat and a length of rope. Whoever this killer is, he won't expect me. I'll have the element of surprise. I'll knock him out, tie him up, and get him to confess. Kill him when I'm done. The address is a condemned warehouse. Perfect place to commit a crime. I slip through a hole that's been cut in the fence and find a door. What do you know? It's open. Inside is dark. I should have brought a flashlight. The lights surge on, blinding me. Electricity courses through my veins. I'm on the ground and I feel the cold metal of handcuffs locking my wrists together. I told you he would fall for it. For being so rich, he's a moron. I look up to see my wife and Officer Bradley. Bradley is tying the rope I bought around my neck. He bought a rope? This is perfect. We'll hang him here and then plant the body at your house. Overworked husband commits suicide. Easy. After I get all his money, we'll get married. But I was gonna fix things. I love my wife. The rope gets tight, crushing my lungs. Then everything goes black. When my urologist told me I was infertile, I didn't know how I was going to break it to my wife. We'd been trying, with no luck for some time. We both wanted kids so bad. I was the only child, so I always wanted a handful. I'd never gone to church, but at that moment, I actually said a prayer pleading that my doctor was wrong. When I got home, I stood at my front door and took some deep breaths. I opened the door and there were balloons everywhere. Did I forget our anniversary? In the kitchen, my wife was smiling ear to ear. She was standing under a banner that said, "We're pregnant." "Can you believe it?" she said. Are you sure?" I said. "Yes, I've taken 5 tests. I'm sure." She said, "You're pregnant?" "We finally did it," she said. She hugged me tightly and put my hand on her stomach. There was only one answer. If she was really pregnant, then she had to been cheating on me. I could have accused her right there, told her what my urologist said, but that wasn't even enough for me. I wanted to find the son of a bitch who did this, maybe even kill him. Months went by. Doctor's appointments, ultrasounds. I watched her like a hawk. There were 0 signs of infidelity. Was it a one-night stand? I wondered if I should just live and forget. After all, I loved my wife dearly. Maybe we could just raise this kid like we always wanted. When she was nearly 9 months, I saw a text on her phone. There was no contact info. "I need to see you. The baby will be here soon. It's time." It had to be the cheater. It literally took everything in me not to get violent. Instead, I called in sick to work, waiting outside our home to follow my wife. Sure enough, before long, she got in the car and left. I followed her to the edge of town where she parked outside a rundown house. She walked in the front door like she owned the place. I should have just waited outside to get a good look at the guy, but I was furious. After psyching myself up, I burst through the front door. Inside, my wife was naked on a large wooden table, breathing heavily, pushing. The only light was coming from candles. There were 10 other people here, all dressed in strange red robes with hoods. Finally, one of the robed men said, "The husband has arrived." What the hell? 4 of the robed people grabbed me by the arms and pulled me near my wife. Satan's soul could not enter the child without a human sacrifice. You are an unbaptized only son. Your blood will bring the Antichrist. They all pulled out knives and stabbed me over and over, rubbing the blood on my wife. I lay motionless on the floor, moments from death, when I heard the cries of a newborn baby. Good evening, everyone. This is Yuri K, and this is the end of the video. Please leave a comment and let us know your opinions on the matter. If you happen to like this content, please check out our other videos. Make sure you like and share amongst your friends and family to help our community grow. You happen to be new to this channel? Please make sure you subscribe. It's free, and you can always change it in the future. You have some terrifying story suggestions? If so, make sure that you send it to my email, fearofthedarkstories@gmail.com, and I'll feature it in a future segment. But you guys stay safe out there, and remember to always be afraid of the dark.